Now then, the bunny is here. Blimey, it was a crazy day. Apologies for not getting back on. Wow. I literally got through the door just before the stream was set to go. Jack went to football for this first time at this new football thing tonight, this for disabled children, and he had an amazing time, but he did get hurt. So I was late home. A quick whiz round with the vacuum, get Jack ready, showered, hands, all the usual stuff for being a mummy. Got him in his pajamas, sat him in bed, got him a drink. I says, "Are you okay?" "I'm all right, mummy." I says, "Right. If you don't fall asleep, I'll be back in a minute. Your daddy's there. Mummy's going to jump on." Okay, hello, everybody. This is great to see you all. I'm going to do a quick one tonight. We are going to have Sharon calling in soon. Well, I'm going to call her soon. So our Sharon, our roving reporter, will give us another update. What I'm going to do, we're going to go through what happened this afternoon after I finished, and then tomorrow night, because I'm going to need a few days off soon because I've got a lot to do. I've now got 4 projects I need to do, nothing related to YouTube, personal things that I need to get done. So I need a couple of days off. So probably after tomorrow, Thursday-ish, I'll be having a few days off, folks. I'll still be doing some shorts, and I'll still be keeping the members updated on the membership tab because you pay for it. So I always make sure that you guys get something every day if I can get it out every day. So I will be having a few days off streaming, just a couple of days, okay? Just give me a break because there's a lot to process. But tomorrow night I'm going to break this down. It might have to be over 2 nights. I don't know. But I am so angry, guys. I'm sure that there's 197 people. I just want to do a little quick unscientific question. Who is happy with the outcome? Yes or no? I'm not. Just let me know. Just see what people are saying. While you're giving me your answers, I'm going to say a quick hello to everybody here. Thank you for being here. Thank you to our lovely members. You guys are amazing. I think you're all just, thank you so much for helping out. We've got some no's. No. We have 1 Cosmic War Toad. We haven't got anyone so far that's happy. I'm sure a partner has something to do with this. Yes, it's Cosmic War Toad is happy. No. We've got 1 yes. Been a while. I've missed that then. Right, we're going to have to put slow mode on. So just give me a minute and I'll do that. Please hit the like button if you like the live stream. Oh, it's already on. Okay, thank you. Maybe do it for 20 seconds or 15 seconds. We've got not many people are happy. So right, I'll do it, guys. Do it for 15. Okay. So Michael Wilson's happy. There's not many people that are happy. I am right. I tell you what shocked me the most is the family. All right. We'll ask her in a bit, Leslie. We're going to be, Sharon's not long got in. She's just having something to eat. And she will be calling in soon. There's been a few other things that I've found out this afternoon. Like I say, I've had a really crazy day. All right. So there's been a few other things happening. There's been few people coming out the woodwork now. Now, listen to this that someone sent me this afternoon, this evening. Listen to this, okay? Hello everybody. I don't mean to be rude, but I just can't say hello to everybody individually. So someone sent me. It was a lovely lady, okay. Okay, if you're watching live, she sent me something earlier. I will be discussing this properly tomorrow night, but listen to this, right? Some of you may have heard this. I don't know how true it is. It's just I've got no evidence that this is true, but I can only tell you what I found out, all right? Okay, someone has put something on Facebook and it says, and it was sent in by a lovely lady. I don't want to name her in case she doesn't want to be named, but not our Sharon. Evidence suggests that Dr. James Adderley, coroner for Lancashire, Okay. Received. Okay, this is allegedly, it is a rumor. I'm not saying this is fact for the YouTube lawyers and all the other fuckers out there who have a meltdown every single time I speculate. All right? I'm reading it on the internet. Okay. Right. Received a bank payment for 1.3 million pound in the week the body of Nicola Jane Bulley was placed in his care. The payment apparently made by a lead member of the Lancashire Freemasons. On the 26th of June, which was yesterday, Dr. James Adderley claims that Nicola Jane Bulley's cause of death as drowning with no third party involved. I don't know how true it is. Some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. Now, if this is true, where is the evidence? Right, I want to see some evidence. Now, people think that I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy realist, right? I look at facts and I look at evidence and I make my own conclusions on the basis of what I've got. I don't just pluck things out of thin air. Now, I can't see anything backing this up. Now, if that is just plucked from thin air, which it could be, then why? Okay. Ninny wig squeaking. Ninny. Sorry. Ninny wig. You okay? Jack all right, yeah? Right. Yeah, so yeah, we need receipts. I'm just letting you know that that's what someone sent me earlier. Okay. Now, there's another thing that I noticed today. I'm just going to let you know before we go through the verdict, which we know what it was, but we're going to still read it out. There was another thing, if I can find it. Just bear with me, guys. I just need to get my twatter up. Again, I've asked him for some sort of clarification. Whether we'll get it, I don't know. Okay. Let's go back to this. For sake. Right. Someone called Joe Mackenzie has put on Twitter that his best friend lived next door to Paul and Nicola, and that he was always shouting and he was very abusive. So this was 9 hours ago. So this guy called Joe Mackenzie said, Nicola Bulley, I said it before and I'll say it again. I have friends who used to live next door to them. Apparently he was vile to Nicola. There is a lot more I could say but won't. She didn't have it easy with Paul or her previous partner. Now, I actually tweeted a reply and said, right, well, tell us, well, why tell us this if you're not going to say what you know? The inquest is over. You should now tell what you know. I've heard similar from people who knew Nicola. Now, surely putting little cryptic messages out like that isn't very helpful, you know? So my problem is now, hello Maltese, hello everybody coming in. Thank you members for being here, and everybody, please hit the like if you like this. If you don't, then it's okay. I won't cry. We're going to get conspiracy theorists now coming out the woodwork for attention, and I'm sorry, but that's a fact. We are going to get this now. So we're going to get people saying that they know this, they know that, and then you push them on it a little bit and they won't tell you anything, which I find really interesting. But anyway, okay, let me just get here. We're going to get the vlog up, the live blog that we had earlier, and we're going to read out the full update from today. Okay, I know that you know the verdict, guys, but we're going to read what they actually said. Now, the police want this to stop. They want any speculation. Now, yeah, I haven't been on Telegram for a few days, David. I've just not had time. So you're going to have to excuse me. I'm not going to have, I've been too busy to get onto Telegram. So you have to just bear with me, guys, okay? If you're messaging me, if you email me, just asking, can you just bear with me? I'm just not having the chance to do this. Remember, folks, my family has to come first at all times. But I do my best to try and fit everything in. But I just haven't been on Telegram for a few days, but I will do when I can. Okay. So this is apparently this is what the solicitor said. Now, this is that copper who came out, if you remember, when they found Nicola's body. So let's hear what she had to say. I've missed this because I say I've been out.
Partner, daughter, and sister that we all knew and loved so very much. The help and support we have received over these past few months has meant more than words can say. From family and friends to complete strangers, across the country and the world, thank you. Nikki and Paul's girls have already taken great comfort in a deeply thoughtful gift sent to them in goodwill, and in time they will read the many cards which are filled with such kindness and love. Sadly, we feel the need to again raise and address the issue of social media. It's upsetting that we've continued to receive negative targeted messages and still widely inaccurate speculation being shared.
Who's messaging? Chris asked people this. Who is messaging the family? Does anybody here know anybody who's ever messaged the family? I wouldn't dream of messaging the family. This is what I don't get. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you for understanding. All right. I'm glad you guys understand. I smell bullshit again. All right. I smell bullshit again here. I think we're being played. Hello, Helen, love. Now, we only know of 1 or 2 people that have been to St. Michael causing any trouble. Now, you know, Sharon went to lay some flowers and pay her respects. That isn't going up people and causing trouble and, you know, being a knobhead. So I don't quite understand what is going on here. So Bitsy Bagpipe says Paul is always contacting YouTubers and harassing them. Really? I didn't know that. No, I do know that some people did get hold of Paul's number and they were ringing him and stuff. That I haven't done that. I was offered his phone number a long time ago. It says, do you want to call Paul and you know, have a go at him? And I said, no, I don't want it. I'm not interested. That's not me. I'm going to ask Sharon, gone mad. Just bear with me. I'm going to be ringing Sharon in about 5 minutes' time. Just let her have something to eat and then we'll speak to her. Chrissy, I agree with you. Okay. Yeah, it's just excuse after excuse. They just want us to shut up. You know, they want us to not speculate on social media. Now, again, people say, what's the PSYOP for? This PSYOP could be to do with the online harms bill. Remember, that's coming in, guys. And they do keep on trying to water it down, which is good because it is ridiculous and it's getting better than it was. But remember, all these laws are coming in. They want a law where you can't film the police. So anyone that's going and filming the police and causing a nuisance is actually helping them bring these laws in. Just saying. There's a lot of shills out there who pretend, hello, Gem Love, who pretend to be for the people by shoving a camera in the police's face. Like some of these auditors, some of them do some really good work, but some of them just agitate the cops and they're helping the cops, hello, Blackjack, bring in this law. Okay, bring in these laws that stops you from filming the police. That's what they're going to bring in next. Just remember that. It's problem, reaction, solution. Is this all about the online safety bill? They get us all wound up so that we're all asking questions, and then it's, well, you're speculating too much, so we're going to make that illegal now. Just keep looking at what's going on. There is other stuff happening in the bigger picture. So this could be an entire PSYOP. We'll see how it plays out. If the online safety bill comes through and it includes people like me speculating, all right, I will be doing a vid on it, Jogo. If this comes in and we're allowed, we have to stop speculating, all right, then we know that this was most likely a psyop. So let's just see what happens over the next few months, folks. And this filming of the police as well, they're going to bring a law in that says you can't film the police watch. And the only people you can thank for that are the people that go and shoving a camera in the police's face, because that is what's causing this. We should all be able to film the police even when we need to. We shouldn't be agitating the police and causing a nuisance of ourselves, which then makes them bring in new laws. So just be careful on who you think is on your side, because there are people out there that are actually working against you. They are a wolf in sheep's clothing, like the Fabians.
On numerous platforms. We encourage people to look at the facts, the evidence which is being heard during the inquest, and the conclusion reached by the coroner, to ignore any amateur views and opinions, and be mindful of the impact words bring.
What, mindful of the impact that words bring? Honestly, guys, right? They now can you hear what they're saying? Mindful of the impact of words. You couldn't make this shit up. So basically, what they're saying here is that words can hurt people. Now, if I'm talking to you guys, right? If I'm talking to you guys and I'm speculating, and someone from the family comes into my channel, goes looking for me, and hears something that they don't want to hear, is that their fault for coming into my channel, or is it my fault? Now, if I go to them, if I contact the family and say, I don't believe that this is right, then that's wrong on my part, because I'm going looking for it. But I'm sorry, but if my words hurt you, then you shouldn't be coming in here. I am completely calm, Jim Womble. Completely calm. This, at no point am I not calm. Yeah, look at what evidence, okay? So this is really, really getting ridiculous now. Well, that's the thing, though, Bridget. The thing is, hon, what Bridget's saying here. Hello, Selwyn. Hello, everyone coming in. Hello, Michelle. The thing is, though, Bridget, when the family at the beginning came out and said that there's no way that Nicola was in the water, the dad said from day one, said from day one that Nicola was not in the water and that somebody had taken her. And now they've done a full 360. Why is what I want to ask. Why? Yeah, we're not allowed an opinion. Something's very, very, very off. The whole thing. All right. So let's go back through this. Yes, unless Niniwig's on a rumble strut. Right, okay. And even then it's more of a not a, you'll never hear me raging on here. Fucking hell. It's only the internet, guys. Okay, so we're going to go back to what we missed. So we're going to go back to this afternoon, which we knew was coming. So we knew the verdict was on its way. Okay, so suicide and natural causes were ruled out this afternoon. He said, although he is unable... Okay, so we're going to find out what exactly was said. I am going to try and get a hold of a copy of this report as well, folks. I'll be ringing Sharon in a minute as well. All right. He said, although he is unable to determine why Nicola entered the water, he thinks it likely she did so at 9:22 when her Fitbit recorded a significant spike in her heart rate. That could be someone grabbing her or pushing her, just saying. Dr. Adderley said on the 27th of January, around 9:22, Nicola fell into the river and died almost immediately. He ruled out suicide, saying there is no indication that Nicola had any intention of taking her life, and added there were no signs of natural causes. Have they looked into blood clots? Did she have the old prickaroo? Just saying. So he doesn't know why she went in the water. He doesn't know. and there's a big spike in her heart rate. So I don't understand this. Surely this should be an open verdict. Surely. Now, I think if it wasn't for the family saying that they wanted an accident, I think this may have been an open verdict. If anything, the family have really helped this, because the family were demanding an accidental death. Surely, if they can't say why she fell in, it's an open verdict, because wouldn't there be skid marks on the floor? Surely there'd be little marks where you slipped or something. Why wasn't the dog wet? What if she fell in? Why didn't the dog jump in after her? It's a Springer Spaniel. It would have jumped straight in. Nothing does. I'm sorry, but I'm not having this. I will only accept it if someone gives me some absolute proof that she fell in. So he hasn't even said she fell in. If you look at you got to read the words. They're very careful with their wording. She's put here, we're unable to determine why NICOLA entered the water. So they won't say that she fell because there's no evidence of a fall. But they're saying they can't work it out. So surely, if you can't work it out, how can you put an accident down? This stinks. It really does stink. And the family, I'm going to be really scathing tomorrow night, because when I've broken this down properly, and I'm not going to be a happy bunny. So tomorrow night, folks, you might want to give it a miss. Okay, the coroner's statement in full. We're going to read it out. Then we're going to ring our Sharon. Excuse me. Here is his statement in full. Excluding a couple of comments over the Christmas period. And hang on, can I just add something here, right? Before I continue, I just want to add something. She was an avid swimmer, yeah. Hello, just me, 23, sweeter. Just want to add something. If it was an accident and she wasn't drinking, can someone please tell me why we had to know all of her history? Why did we have to know her drinking? Why did we have to know about her menopause and her HRT? What was the point of all that? What was the point? Nobody knows. What was the point? Hello, me, Marlon. What was the point of it? If she had an accident, did we need to know all of her private history? The poor woman. There's no need for it. There was no need to know all of her history. I was just going to say that, Leslie. Now, if it's suicide or if it's an open verdict, do insurance pay out? I think they will do if it's an accident. Anyway, yeah. So tomorrow night I'll be breaking this down properly. There is other investigations I want to do. I want to follow a few different things. We're not done with this case at all. The next couple of weeks, I will be following a few different leads. I don't want to say too much, because what happens is the other YouTubers steal our work. Now, I'm going to have a bit of a rant at the end of this about Armchair Detective, because he pissed me off the other week. And it's not very often I mention any other people. I don't go for other YouTubers, but I'm pissed off with him, and I'm going to defend our Martin, because he stole what Martin said and passed it as his own. I've had a few people getting in contact with me saying he's passed it off. You know about, I'm just going to say now, you know that explosion? And there was that marking on the bench and the 23, about the 23 people that died, or the 23rd or something. Do you remember when Martin came out with that? And he told us about there was markings on the bench, and Martin Clark, he came out and he told us on this live stream that he knew what all the 23s on the benches were for, because it happened on the 23rd of May and those people died in the explosion. Well, those benches were in honour of that explosion, and Martin told us that. Guess what? A few days later, Armchair Detective puts it out after watching this, that he had discovered that. He discovered it. No, he watched this fucking show and heard what Martin said and passed it off to his subscribers as his own. He is a complete fraud, and I understand now why Eddie was so pissed off with him. Right? Now, that's annoying. So at the end of the day, right, if anyone hears that about him doing that, pretending it was him, saying it was his work, no, it was Martin. Okay? Martin. Not me. Martin. Anyway, I just had to say that because I don't like people. If you're going to copy somebody, then you should just say, oh, I heard this on Penny's channel, but big up Martin. But no, he pretended it was his own work. You lying, cheating little weasel, you. Okay, that's it now. I'm not going to carry on and do weeks and weeks and months of attacking the guy, right? I'm not going to do that. I don't agree with that. But that needed saying, that did, because that pissed me off. All right, let's continue. I was emailing loads of information before I started following you. Yeah, he will do. He will do Aqua Eyes. I've had so many people contacting me saying that they're stealing that he's helping people, and Take Care Decode TV, that he's helping people and everything else. But anyway, I don't want to make it a negative stream. I don't want to make it about him. I just don't like that they did that, because it's not fair on our Martin, because Martin really is a lovely guy. He came on here, he pulled his heart out, he got really upset. All right, so hello Wayne. Right then, let's continue. I'll be ringing Sharon in a minute. Okay. Right. There was when she was acting out of character over Christmas and were treated as throwaway comments. So when she said she was had to be few throwaway comments, there was no indication of any intention to take her own life. Her behaviour in the week before her death was back to normal. She had restarted her HRT therapy. I just find this shocking that we've been discussing this about this poor woman. Stopped drinking sometime before, we were told, when she went to Louise's after the welfare call, and she went to stay at Louise's. And what about the headbang? There's no explanation about that. She was making plans for play dates. Wasn't there a play date text on the morning? We haven't heard about that, have we? Or have we? Now, Louise said that Louise was messaging about booking a spa day. That's what we've heard today. So she was making plans for play dates and spa days with several people, and she was becoming increasingly successful as her new career as a mortgage broker, and behaved entirely normally during her parents' visit of the night before and with poor Ansell on the morning of her death. The circumstances found after her death would also be extremely unusual for suicide, where Nikki left Willow, a dog to whom she was devoted and was described as a third child, alone on the riverbank. Again, it was Louise who described her as a third child, wasn't it? Didn't hear like NICOLA say that, or Paul. Cold water shock. Nikki would also have had sufficient knowledge of cold water shock to realise. NICOLA would also have had significant knowledge of cold water shock to realise as to how rapidly a death may occur, as otherwise she may be spotted and saved. That she chose to do so at the main intersection of paths where she could be interrupted at any point would be unusual, and to leave her car keys in her pocket with the car in the school playground. We were told it was in the tennis club, so that's interesting. They're now saying it was in the school playground. Usually you can't park your car in the school playground or even at the school. You usually have to park it somewhere down the road. We were told that her car was parked in the cricket club next door. Or was it, no, the tennis club, sorry. Where her children, to whom she was devoted, would see it would be cruel. For these and many other reasons, I discount a conclusion of suicide, as there is no evidence to support this conclusion. There was also no natural disease that contributed to NICOLA's death. The remaining conclusion is that of accidental death. Was she pricked? People are saying she's not pricked. How do we know? How do we know that she wasn't injected, or whatever you want to call it? You've got to be careful what we're saying here. So they've ruled out. He's not even mentioned the fact that he's not even mentioned harm's been ruled out there. But yeah, I'd like to know, was she insured? I'm sorry, but I'd like to know if she was. She followed anti-V stuff. Interesting. Okay. I saw an anti-post on her now deleted Twitter. But she could have had one. I know a lot of people that have had one. or 2, and they're now anti. So, you know, no, they're not, Bridget, but we have got a lot of people now, a lot, okay? I'm not saying that every single person's gonna die, but there's more and more people that seem to be having heart problems. So it is a possibility. She could have had 1. Well, it's not irrelevant, Terry, because if she had it, she could have had a heart attack. That's just another thing that could have happened. People are having heart attacks all over the place, on football pitches as well. Healthy people. You know, she could have gone running after Willow or anything. JJ says, I had heart problems after my first jab. See, it is a possibility. Hello, David. Right, okay, so that's the coroner's statement. Now, the detectives have slammed conspiracy theories. Those conspiracy theories. I'm sorry to hear that, JJ. My dad as well. I know a lot of people that have been poorly with their heart. It's heartbreaking. It really is. A small number of people. No, I can't go into it here, but the excess death is now bigger than the actual plague caused. But I'm not going to get into a debate on that on YouTube because I don't like it. But it is real, folks. It is real. Look at the excess deaths. Okay. The detective. So is this the detective here? Well, who's this one? She was the one that gave it before, weren't she? A certain detective said she hoped the coroner's conclusion would put an end to ill-informed speculation and conspiracy theories. Those pesky conspiracy theorists. Okay. So I'm just reading some of the chat. I'm missing. Who's got cancer? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. No, you don't know what I mean, Terry. I don't want to go into it, all right? Not on here. But people are dying of blood clots that you can't detect on a regular post-mortem. It's a specific post-mortem would need to be done to find them, all right? And I don't think that's been done. I don't know whether she's had 1, 2, or none. I don't know, okay? I've had a lot of people contact me saying, Penny, it could have been sudden death. You could have had a heart problem or blood clot, and it could be that. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. It's just an option. I'm open to everything. I'm not going to close my mind to anything right now because the whole thing doesn't make sense. You know, you probably got more chance of a bloody alien coming down and abducting her than some of the things that they're telling us. But anyway, I hope that His Majesty's coroner's clear and definitive findings, which are not clear and not definitive because you don't know how she got in the water, will put an end to ill-informed speculation and conspiracy theories, those pesky conspiracy theories, which have been so damaging to Nikki's family and the community of St. Michael. Again, people going there, I understand that, all right? Going there and harassing locals and sticking cameras in their face. Sharon didn't do that. She just went and laid some flowers and took a picture of the grave to show to people that were saying there was no grave. She proved there was a grave because people were saying she weren't real. It's not conclusive. They don't know how she got in the water. How is that conclusive? It's not. It's not conclusive. It doesn't make any sense, guys. I would once again express my deepest sympathy to all her loved ones, and I would ask that their privacy is respected at this time to allow them the time and space to rebuild and to heal. Now, I personally think nobody should be bothering the family, not even Paul Ansell. You know, whether you believe he did it or not, I'm still thinking more and more that he didn't. I just think he might have not been a very nice person, maybe. I don't know. I might be wrong. I don't know. Right, okay. From what I've heard, all right, I'm hearing different people telling me different things. I've got people telling me that he was horrible to her, that he was on drugs. Again, this is just people that know them that have come to me and told me things. It's all third party information. I don't know whether it's true. I just don't know. But I've not heard one person say one nice thing about Paul. It's a bit like the Philip Schofield situation. When there's nobody coming out in your defence, and when there's nobody, thank you, Jane, darling, when there's nobody singing your praises, you got to start to think, well, is this person a very nice person, you know? And I'm not saying that Paul is a Philip Schofield, by the way, before people have a meltdown. I'm trying to say that there's people that don't like me, but there's also people that like me. You know, we can't all like everybody all the time. But when there's nobody that likes you, you got to start wondering why. Yeah, some people think Paul was involved. I think he knows something. And I also think Paul is a very nice man, says Terry. Well, there you go. Do you know him, though? Oh, thank you, Jane. Thank you, darling. Yeah, I got a feeling that. Okay, what we're going to do now, we're going to ring Sharon and we're going to get Sharon's take. Now, Sharon did say that Paul was not sat with the family. All right. He was sat sort of on the end. That was yesterday. So we'll find out a little bit more. So hang on a minute. I'm just going to. Right, hold on. I'm going to ring Sharon. So I'll do my best to make it sound as good as I can. Okay, I know she was having something to eat, so we give her a bit of time to have some food. So, okay, just bear with me, guys. All right, I've got a few people messaging me. I've got literally so many messages. It's unreal. Right, we're going to ring Sharon now. Hopefully she'll come through clear if she answers. Oh, Gemma, I missed that. Thank you, darling. Oh, I can't show it on the screen. It's got. Give her a minute. I'll try her again. She might be on the loo. You never know. Oh, thank you, Gemma. I can't even show it on the screen, Diane. I'm sorry. It's gone past. Yeah, he weren't sat with the family. We're getting the impression that he isn't that in with them. Sharon said that he was sat sort of on the end. So he was sort of like on the end of the row, not next to the mum and dad, sort of and sat with his mate as well. And the dad didn't make any eye contact with him. So I've just tried her. She didn't answer. I'll try her again in a minute. She could be having a poo. You never know. You never know. I don't get why Emma didn't go either, Leanne. Does anybody know why Emma didn't go? Does anybody know Emma? Anybody? Hang on. She's messaged me. Hold on. I know she hasn't. Hang on. Right, let me just see whether she's seen that yet, that call. I'll try her again. She might be on the toilet. You never know. Never know. Okay. Keep trying. Thank you again, Jem. That's so kind. Oh. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me, hon? Oh. Hello, you okay?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Do you want me to call you back, sweetheart? Are you busy?
No, I'm good. I was just
Gone the loo.
Yourself up with my pain beds. That's
all. Okay. We thought you might have been on the loo. We're going to say, make sure you wash your hands.
Well, don't worry. I suffer from OCD. I wash my hands.
No, we're just jesting, darling. Are you okay? And we are live. We're just letting you all know we have 654 people watching, so no pressure there, love. Okay.
Wow. I've never had so many people.
There you go. She's never
had eyes on me.
well, just pretend it's just us, darling. So we have a few people in, and most people. The first question. First of all, are you okay? Did you get home okay? And
absolutely, yeah, fine.
Brilliant. Can you guys hear Sharon okay? Or just let me know if the line's okay. So first of all, did you watch that video that person mentioned?
He disappeared.
Oh.
Didn't get to see him. Yeah, I saw him during the day, but obviously there's a lot of different people chatting and joining in little groups, you know, on the break. But when we went out, I was with the Truth Seekers and Martin, and we ended up in a group and started walking up to like Starbucks and then sat in there. And then before you know it, you realise, oh, we've got to get back, or we just got in, or, you know, very close to having the doors locked on us.
Oh, okay.
And then when they came out, there was a lot of media outside tonight. As this morning, there was nobody there. When I got there, there was literally no media there at all. I was the very, very first person there, 8 o'clock this morning. And there was just the staff at the door. And then very slowly a couple of media come, but not even anything compared to yesterday. But then when we came out at the end today, there was a lot. There was a lot, and they were all waiting, different people giving the report of what James Adley had said, you know, his conclusions and everything.
You're probably getting interference because of the microphone plugged in. Hold on, just give me 1 minute. Let me just unplug the mic, guys. Let me know if this sounds better.
I do have it in my face.
No, it's me. I forgot the microphone interferes with the phone. So I've unplugged the mic. Now, let me know if that's better. Right, if you carry on.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah, what it is that the microphone interferes with the phone. So I've moved the mic. I've unplugged the mic. We're using the mic in the laptop now. Let me know if that's any better, guys. It should have gone. Okay. Yeah, so basically, folks, I was just going to say, that's better, good, that Sharon spoke to a man yesterday, and he said he had a video that he was going to show, and it's been eating him up, and they didn't want to know until he said to the coroner, I'm going to go to the press. And then all of a sudden, carry on.
He'd given this video, he'd sent it to the coroner and to the police. The police hadn't responded. The coroner apparently initially for several weeks hadn't responded. So then apparently he'd got back in touch with the coroner saying, you know, are you going to look into this? Or if you're not, I am going to give it to the press. I don't know who, but that's all he said. And he said literally within that day, he got a message back from the coroner saying he was going to look into it. So this gentleman said he was waiting and hoping he would say something within the 2 days hearing. But this evening, you know, it kind of finished a lot quicker than we thought. And then you just got caught up in the occasion, everything going on outside. And I was looking around for him. And I just didn't even see him say goodbye. I kept asking different people, have you seen? And he'd gone.
Did anybody else see this video? Do you know if anybody else seen it there?
No, he said he hadn't told. He hadn't told anybody. It was just me and the lady from Selly Oak that he mentioned it to. We were together yesterday and chatting. But he ended up chatting to a couple of other people. I saw him kind of talking in the distance a little bit at lunch time, and then next thing you lose track of them. And he said, I literally, you know, and he was shaking. He was shaking. His hands were shaking. No, it was quite a stocky big man, like, you know, didn't look like the nervous kind of disposition to be doing that. But I said, it looks like, you know, you're really quite worked up about it. And he said, I really am. It's been affecting me sleeping.
Wow. And
I just wouldn't give any idea. He said he'd just done a lot of work. He'd found some footage or something, and he'd zoomed in on it and, you know, done some work on it, tried to get it clearer. And he was really concerned about it.
There's a few people asking. Sorry, Sharon. Is his name Adam, or didn't he say his name, this guy? A few people asking if it's Adam.
Awful. I am awful with names. I'm sure he did say his name yesterday, but he's somewhere from the northeast.
When you say northeast, do you mean like Geordie land, like?
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Gosh, somebody did say.
I forgot about that. There was a guy that came in here a while ago. Do you remember? Hello, UK. Was it about a month or two ago? And the guy came in and he said, Penny, I've got information that I need to tell somebody and I need to get this out. And he never came back, did he? What was his name? What, it was Chris. His name was Chris. So it wasn't a video that... It was Chris, his name. What did he say, whether he filmed this video or whether he just seen it somewhere?
No, I think he's found it from somewhere rather than that he's filmed it personally. That's how I got the feeling. He said, I just literally haven't told anybody but I don't want to show you. Well, it was on his phone, and obviously the security people had his phone at the time. But he said, I'm waiting for James Hadley to see what comes out, but I will show you tomorrow. Once I've seen what he says. But then I didn't see him on the evening to catch him. You know, there's so many people there. I kept looking for him. I was thinking, I need to see him now. Is he going to tell us? And he said, I've literally got it on my phone. I will show you. So I don't.
Never seen it. That's really interesting, that, isn't it, guys? I don't know. 4 videos. So I'm reading some chat. We don't know.
He was chatting to the other lady from Sally Oak. So I don't know if she got anything, because I think she was catching a train. I'd spoken to her earlier as we went.
So you had a brummie on then. You had a brummie with you today.
Yeah, but I didn't get to chat to her as much today, but I did see her speaking to her. I think it might have been Chris, the name, thinking about it.
Yeah, that's the guy that came in here. His name was Chris. It's him.
Yeah, well, he said he'd had this information and he'd sent it to the coroner and informed the police quite some weeks ago.
That would be why. Right, okay, there's someone that, but Jacqueline, that could literally be anyone saying anything. His name was Chris, who came in here, and Sharon says that he was a Chris. So he was there today then, is that right? You've seen him this morning, but not this afternoon?
Yeah, it stayed in one of the Premier Inns locally.
Right.
I think I don't know if he'd come with some family or not.
Right. I've had a few.
He was on going there.
And it's interesting, isn't it? So what are you happy with the outcome, Sharon?
No. I think somebody's caused her demise. I really do.
And me.
I'm thrown in different ways. Something else come to me today, and it was after, actually. It takes time. It's like absorbing into your brain matter for a while. and you hear so many things. We struggled quite a bit with the audio yesterday. It was better today, but there wasn't as much. It was not as many people. There was the GP, and then there was a sister talking, and then a mum and dad together, and then Paul. So there wasn't as much, and then the solicitor said a few things for the family. But then just this evening, really, as it's going over in my mind of what who I would call very agitated Penny.
Sorry,
from the Caravan site.
Who was Penny? Was there? Sorry, from the Caravan site.
She wasn't. No, she was at home, I presume. I believe maybe her son was in the background, and then there was somebody probably to do with the coroner's court or somebody technical helping her.
Was that today or was that yesterday? Sorry.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yesterday. Very quite abrupt lady.
Did she come across very abrupt then? Did she?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did she complain about the people coming to bother her and stuff?
Well, no, they have set things really.
Yeah.
That James actually asks her really, but she was describing how she'd gone on a walk, and he said and he mentioned the gate. You know, he comes and she goes, I don't go through the kissing gate. It's called the kissing gate. I don't go that way. Really quite abrupt to James Adley. And she goes, I go and come over the stile.
God.
Which is strange. It's not as a clear walk there. I've done it many times.
Why would you go over the stile? She's in her 80s, isn't she? That's a bit bizarre.
I'd say possibly maybe 70s or something, but, you know, pretty fit, I'd say. But it just sunk into my mind what she was saying. I've been processing it, and I was talking to a partner earlier, and then she said as she'd come over, there were some inaccuracies with times. There was other people that said, there was another person that said they'd saw Penny from a distance or something at a certain time. Now her timing didn't seem to add up.
Was that Richard guy, Richard Fife, was it? Yeah.
Fife, yes, there was. I can't. On my notes, and I did struggle a lot with a lot of that. You couldn't always hear the names and who they were, and they speak very quickly.
Yeah.
So somebody had said they'd seen a certain time, but then she said she'd come along. She didn't say she saw anybody, and she said she'd come to the stile, and then spotted the dog, kind of running around between, like, round the stile bench, you know, river area. Not particularly upset, but what did she say? I've got on my notebook. Hold on. The only thing, if I move my phone, the signal will go off. I better not. Like a little bit, not agitated, but a bit giddy. I think she said something like a bit giddy. The dog. She didn't appear like she knew the dog or anything. And so she said she spotted the dog. So she's gone over the stile. And she said she saw what she believed there was a clump of something roughly in the middle of in between the bench and the river bank, roughly about midstream between.
A clump of something.
She saw the clump of something, which was the harness.
Right.
But to her, and she goes, and I did not touch it. Really quite abrupt. You know, somebody's going, well, did you touch it? But nobody was saying that, but she goes, I did not touch it. I thought, God, she's a snappy pants.
Yeah, I can't imagine having to go on that caravan park.
So I got the dog because my dog would have bit it.
Right.
So it come to me, I thought, oh, does her dog not like other dogs? You know, she's got give the impression that the dog didn't like other dogs, and it would have had a go at Willow. So she goes, I got the dog by the collar, and I had some twine or rope string in a pocket from some job or something.
So it was there with the string, yeah. What a strange, yeah.
Yeah. And so she said, I'd got that from some job, so I tied the dog to the bench and onto the collar. And then she said she looked at the collar and the tag and saw some things, and she knew the vet number. So she put the dog, and then she had to take her dog back, she said, because if the dogs had come, she would have bit her or something, you know, or attacked her.
Yeah.
So then she went off to ring the vets, but the vets didn't seem that interested. So she goes, I put the phone down on the vets.
Because, so she rang the vets first, did she? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know if she'd come across her. Was it her daughter-in-law or something?
Yeah, Anne-Marie, yeah.
Along the allotment, obviously allotment lane runs along the side of her caravan, her property, the caravan. So I don't know if she'd gone home and then she'd got in contact with her, or she was there. And then she said, oh, I know her because my kids and hers, they're at the same dog or phone, that is. So you'd seen from the pinging of the phone how they tracked it, that they'd obviously carried the phone and they were going to take it along allotment lane and over to the garage. So I think somewhere along the line she'd caught up with this Anne-Marie. I think it was a son's wife, and then she'd said yes. So I think then she got in touch with the school, And then I think then the school rings Paul, and then Paul rang back to Anne-Marie or something, and that's how it goes. But what hit me all of a sudden tonight, I was thinking, right, I wonder if possibly she's come over, maybe seen, because Paul had said to Mr. Adley, what do you think Penny Nikki was doing with the phone on the bench, and how come the harness? Said, what do you think? And he said, well, I was thinking maybe she will have still been on the call listening, and she's quite plans everything's, you know, and she'd got another meeting to go to for 11 o'clock, Nicola. So she'd put the phone and she turned it up. I think the last they'd gauged that she'd turn the volume up or something, and so the last time the phone was used was 18 minutes past 9.
Right.
So she was the call thing. So Paul thinks that possibly she'd put the phone on the bench because she wants to get on with the day. She's not one for dawdling, and she does a set thing and off and on to the next thing. And then she was probably putting the harness on the dog, and then something's happened and she slipped.
Yeah, that's what Paul was saying. But it doesn't make any sense, does it?
But I was thinking, well, what if, because so many people said, well, why wasn't that dog? My sister's got the same breed of dog. You cannot stop them dogs jumping in where they want to go in water. You know, my sister's got one dog. She used to have 2 ones, passed on now. But now she's saying that her dog didn't like other dogs or something, or would have bitten her. Maybe she's come over, Willow running around, and the dogs have had some confrontation, or Penny's had a go at Nicola, and the dogs have jumped up.
Yeah.
And caused her to fall. It just come to me today. I've never thought of that, but it was only from what Penny said in her witnessing, how her dog didn't like other dogs, or would have bitten the dog, so she had to take her home, and she had to restrain Willow, so, you know, they didn't come into close proximity or something. So what if she had come over the style, she'd had a bit of a ding-dong with Nicola, and the dogs, you know, if somebody's having an argument, your dogs can jump up and react, or maybe the dogs have started fighting or something. Yeah. And the 2 of them had tried to stop the fighting, and she's tumbled. She's got knocked down. You know, I don't know what dog Penny has, but you know, if the dog's not very dog friendly with others or whatever, that could have been a possibility.
That is a really good point. It could have been that, and then, she tied Willow to the bench to stop the dog. That's why the dog wasn't wet. She never had that opportunity to jump in after her mum. So it kind of makes sense to me. Yeah, no, Penny looks quite tough, doesn't she, as well? So
yes. I don't think she's afraid to deal with people. Put it that way. I don't think she'd suffer any falls at all.
And that could be why she's acting all, you know, what's the word? You know, bullshit or whatever you want to call it with the coroner. That could be a defence mechanism, like trying to, you know, trying to sort of. That could be the more that she knows she's done wrong, the more mad she could be getting.
You get more angry and defensive and protect yourself, don't you? So you know, it's another way that I hadn't thought of. I'd always thought something possibly to do with. I'd always felt maybe there's marital issues, but not necessarily that he'd tried to do anything really bad to her, but maybe there was something going that way from, you know, things I picked up. But I thought possibly there was involvement to do with money laundering, drugs. That he was involved in something because of the stories you've heard about what he's taken and allegedly. And that it was a threat, and it's either she's been taken and gone wrong and then disposed of, or, you know, they've done something, somebody's done something to, because he possibly owes money or some kind of debt to drug-related or money laundering. Because of his businesses, why would somebody supposed to be building up businesses, they never seem to go too well, but then he's working for a company in America? You know, if you're trying to do your own business, you should focus on that, really. Why would you be somebody else? So I always kind of thought that, and that Rowan Water, that end of it, and taking her across, you know, if she was taken across the river, before you know it, I know that area. I used to do car boot sales just off Hall Lane, just the back of the river there. I used to stay in my motorhome and do car boots there, and that boot sale still goes on now all through the summer. Not very far from St Michael's, but over the fields, it's very quick. You're there very, very quick. It's just a few fields. So I thought, you know, if she was taken that way and across that way, there's lots of people who've got little boats or waders that they could take a slight woman of 5'3", no problem whatsoever. And across the field, there wouldn't be any CCTV, and she'd be in a van, gone. And it's all country lanes.
And the fact that the cameras as well, I find it odd that the certain cameras in certain places were turned off. And is it Penny's grandson's in charge of those cameras? It's all very suspicious, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. But today, he didn't give the impression that on his finishing and saying what he believed, he didn't give the impression that any of the cameras were off. There was lots of different things cut out. They just said certain things to fit their narrative, basically.
But it does seem that way.
Penny thing sounds quite more not as strange, you know, but could you know, I've come across over the years with dogs and walking dogs that some dogs, they end up having a ding dong and a fight. Some can be more aggressive than others, and some owners will end up having a bit of an argument about it, and the dogs can react to them. And she could have fallen that way, but then you still get thrown. Why? I just can't understand how she couldn't have been found. I don't believe she could have easily. If they're saying in the temperature it was at 3.6 Celsius at the time, once you swallow the water and her size of her body, that 1 to 2 litres would be swallowed as she gasped the first shock, that would basically drown her. It would take over her lungs, and you're basically cardiac arrest, and all your organs are starting breaking down, and you're just not aware. Even if you get to a second breath, you're really not with it. But then I know there's a big drop off, but if she's sunk, she should have been there.
Yeah, I agree. You know,
they haven't done a good job, have they?
No, have you?
You know, I wasn't convinced with that diver. The one, I think one of the newspapers requested yesterday for the footage.
Yeah.
And apparently it is online. I've seen a little bit of that. Although they said, he did the travelling from the bench to where she was found. No, he did not. He did just till slightly after the weir. That was it. Just into the tidal water. I haven't seen any footage that went past there. He didn't even get to the bridge that I saw.
Tomorrow night, what we'll do,
I don't know why.
We'll watch them. Hello, Paula. We'll tomorrow night we'll watch these videos.
Yeah, you have a look.
Interesting. So have you ever been? Well, you have. I would like to see the closeness from the bench to the actual bank, and how big is the drop there? Hello, Sue. How big is the drop from the bank? And is there rocks there as well? I know Peter Folding said there was rocks.
Yes, yeah, there's some big rocks. It looks, I don't know what they've done at some time in the past. They've put a load of big rocks in there, like it's a stepping thing.
So people can't fall in.
So if you fall in, you should kind of go on that. Obviously, if you went head first and you've been knocked flying backwards, then you can crack, and then you could drop off. And then, you know, it's only within a foot or so. You can clearly see, you know, a foot. I wouldn't even say 2 feet going out into the river. I think the river's about. They said it was about 20 meters across, but I wouldn't even think that, to be honest.
And the thing is, if she...
But then it was a clear drop off down into about 3 or 4 meters. I've been told by different real locals that between 14 and 18 feet. But that first 30 to maybe 45 centimeters, so it's quite thick rocks, and you know, you could stand in welly boots on there, unless it was in flood, obviously. But at the time around that period, I would say it was probably between a foot to 2 feet deep. You know, that time of year.
Yeah, I forgot what was good. Oh, that was it. If she had hit her head on the rocks and knocked herself out, there would be a fracture in the post-mortem. So
yeah,
there was nothing. To people that are saying, oh, well, she's just hit her head, well, there would have been a fracture. There was no head injury on the post-mortem.
There was quite some damage or injury to her nose and face.
Okay, because I didn't know about that. I just wanted you to let me know about this because I haven't got... Can we get hold of the report, do you know? Thank you, babe. I'll be coming off shortly.
I did ask one of the staff on the sides. They say sometimes you can kind of go on and email to James Adderley, but normally it's for... you know, members of the family and close friends. They don't normally general public, but we did ask.
Well, I'm going to do an FOI then. Yeah, I'll do an FOI.
Freedom of information.
Yeah, freedom of information request, and I'll probably have to pay, which I don't mind.
Yeah, well, she did say that as well. She said, you know, if they do, there will be a cost. I said, well, that doesn't matter, but they're not guaranteeing. You will just have to email him. You'd have to go onto the coroner's website for James Adley's email and email him directly.
Yeah, okay.
And ask that way.
Hello, Lauren, darling. Yeah, I know we might not agree with other people, but I try and respect everyone's point of view. You watch AD come out with that now about the head injury in the post. No, you just know it, don't you? There was no head injury on the post-mortem. So saying that there was someone said there was blood on her chin, but the thing is, wouldn't that have been washed away if she's in the water for 3 weeks?
Right, there was obviously some decomposition, but there was something on the nose. I don't know, some injury, quite bad or something, and on her cheeks as well. But
blood,
I don't know if you ever saw, I don't know, bruising and some injury or something across her nose and by her eye and her cheek.
Sounds like someone's put one on her, like decked her, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Some of the ones listening. When you go back to watching, seeing the clips of her coming out of her house, which she'd have come out from the back way into the drive and along the side of the house where the cars are parked, basically like a double garage.
Yeah.
So they have like a side entrance, which would have come out the back of that. And there's a picture of her coming out of that entrance.
Yeah.
Into where the cars are parked. And that picture there and the dog Willow's alongside of her, on the right side of the cheek, it looks very, very dark. I can remember literally going way back thinking, that's some that's some injury or something, or she's injured it or bruised it somewhere. It was noticeably darker than the rest of her face, like she'd got a real shiner on her right cheek.
And now it's come on the post-mortem as well.
Yeah, and they're saying something about her eye and her cheek and her nose. So,
well, that Mark, what's his name? That guy, that investigator, is it Mark Williams something? He's going to be on Dan Wootton next, and Dan Wootton, apparently last night, I didn't catch it because I was live, but Dan Wootton isn't happy either. Good night, Kate, darling. Lots of love. God bless. Did you have a nice day off, by the way? Good night, Kate, love. Lots of love. So Dan Wootton apparently last night wasn't very happy, but he's going to be talking about it now in a moment.
Oh, right. I'll have to try and catch that then.
Yeah, on GB News. Someone's asking for a description of the man with the video. I don't suppose he was 6'1", was he?
He was, I'd say he was a good 5'8" or so.
Oh, okay.
Quite stocky, you know, solid, very thin hair. Kind of very thin or almost balding kind of hair. Not
that Spencer guy then. Right, thank you, Eye for an Eye.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, not the poser one, no.
No, not the 6'1" is very specific.
I'd say he was maybe into his 50s.
When you say northeast, do you mean like a Geordie accent or like a North Yorkshire, northeast Yorkshire?
Yeah, because I said, "Oh, where's the chap?" Because I was asking around, and he said, "Oh," I said, "Is he from North?" I don't know. It was the Sally Oak lady, and I think I caught up with her for a little bit, and then she did say where he was from, and I said, "Oh yeah, he is. Then it's northeast, but."
Yeah, like a Geordie type, like a Gates said, Anton Deck.
Yeah, it might have been begin with H, is it? Not.
What, the place or the name?
No, I'm so tired, you say.
No, you're all right. It's been a long day. I'm the same. I'm going to come off in a minute. Now, tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing, we're going to be going through it a lot more. So tonight, I just wanted to do a quick one. Because I've been out myself as well, so I've missed. I've been on 5 times in just over 24 hours, so I'm knackered myself, and I bet you're shattered. So I'm going to get off now, and I just wanted to jump on and just let people know exactly what the statement was. Hear from you. You'd be great if you wanted to pop on tomorrow night. If it's up to you, if you're free.
Yeah, that's good. I'm out. In the afternoon, unfortunately, my poorly daughter, she's got emergency CT scan on the brain.
Oh no!
She's not very good.
Oh well, that's more important.
But I only got told literally as I came out of the coroner's court today. Her twin sister rang me, and they've just rang. They want an emergency CT scan.
Oh no! So what? Has she fallen or something?
Because she's arrested properly. No, it's to do with all the medical issues. She had a cardiac arrest in 13 due to she's steroid dependent. Major things since she was 14 years old. She's now she'll be 30 at the end of this year. Identical twins. So she's got major total steroid dependent. She couldn't survive without steroid taken. But it's caused a lot of medical problems. And then in 13, she had a cardiac arrest. It caused a problem with her heart.
Oh, darling.
I was on the way. It was early in the morning. I was in my vehicle waiting for them to come out of the house because she was ill, and we used to rush her in because she got Addison's. And then all of a sudden, as she's putting her shoes on, she had a cardiac arrest. And I literally, as twin sister and a little brother, dragged her down 3 flights of stairs. It was quicker because I was literally at the gate in the car. Rushed her up to the local hospital, which was just up the road. But and then they shocked her 3 times. Myself and her twin sister was watching this in resource. and they shocked her. We didn't think we were going to get her through, but on the third shock, they got her through.
Oh.
But by this point, she had not been breathing for 25 minutes.
Oh my God.
She went through, she ended up critical, multi-organ failure, all sorts of things, but she ended up in Blackpool Heart Centre, on kidney dialysis in the local hospital. And then she went to Blackpool Heart Centre, then Wythenshawe Thoracic Heart Centre, then back to Blackpool. Just after 6 weeks, she walked out of that. They said she'd probably be a vegetable. They kept her in a cold state for a period of so many days to protect her brain because she'd not breathed no oxygen for 25 minutes. So they didn't know if she was going to be like a vegetable. If she did come round, they kept her in induced coma for about 5 weeks. They did try to bring her out in about 3 weeks, but she was extremely confused, and because they had a balloon supporting in her groin for her heart, they had to put her back under. But eventually they got her out, and then they weren't sure how she'd be. She's got a bit of short-term memory problems now, but she walked out of that hospital. I stayed by her bedside for over 6 weeks at the 3 hospitals, and she walked out of Blackpool Heart Centre with me unaided, but she's still got very many issues. When they worked on it to get her going, it broke all her bones, so she has severe pain from that.
Oh, that's
because
awful.
She's so poorly, they can't risk operating to make it any better. It's all fused, but she's got so many problems. Even her teeth has to be under a hospital to operate. So she's due at the hospital the day after tomorrow to have some teeth removed because they've all deteriorated with their medical problems. She's already had the top ones removed. So then they've got to do it over so many sessions to remove the others because she can't risk going to a dentist. If she bleeds,
oh my God.
she goes into a crisis.
So what time you got to be in the hospital tomorrow then?
About 2ish tomorrow. It's not my local hospital. It's a little bit out, not far, but not the local, very, very local hospital, but it's okay. So
thank you, Zeus. Thank you so much for that. So kind. Thank you. Mark's on GB News now, guys.
She's having funny, periods where, she'll be watching something on TV with the twin sister and then she'll burst out laughing, but it's not funny. Or her sister turned around to her, they're very, very close, and realised she was asleep, but she was asleep with her eyes wide open and you could not get her to respond. Or she'll talk nonsense things, she'll be fine, and then another time he'll talk and she'll talk stuff, but it's nothing in relation to what her sister's talking to her about.
Yeah, I know.
She has, because of all her problems, she has epilepsy as well. So they don't know if it's something linked to the epilepsy. And she has all seizures, which was basically kind of controlled with the meds. But I took her to the GP last Friday, and they obviously got in touch with a epileptic consultant at the local hospital, and then he's obviously rang today and said he wants to take her over to the other hospital to get the other hospital where we've got to go. They have a mobile CT thing there as well, so I'll take her there. But she's at that same hospital the following day to have operation on her teeth.
So you don't worry about us tomorrow night, Sharon. You focus on your daughter.
Oh, no, I'll be done. It'll be done and dusted. That's in the afternoon. So it's not even half an hour away, and so it will only take up a few hours.
If we can all wish Sharon's daughter the best for tomorrow. She's at hospital. Sharon has been fantastic.
She's one brave. I'm telling you. Yes, she really is. But obviously, as a mom, you're always worried.
I can imagine. She's not
got quality of life at all. Really hasn't.
That's so sad.
Not since she was a teenager. Yeah.
What I'll do, I've missed. Sorry, this Mark William Thomas is on, whatever his name is, and my Skybox is broken. It won't let me rewind it or pause it or anything. So I'll watch it back when it's on YouTube and see what he's saying. I'm hoping that he is going to pursue this because he hasn't been convinced from the start. Loads of people are wishing you all the best. So thank you. They're all sending you love and hugs. Thank you so much. So thank you so much, everyone, for wishing Sharon all the love in the world. And thank you, Sharon, as well. Hello, Susie. Love. Thank you so much for the last 2 days.
I really feel for that young lady. 45 is no age.
And those 2 girls.
And those 2. That's the, you know, I'm a mum of 6 children.
6.
You know.
Oh, thank you, Joe. Thank you, sweetheart. Wow, 6. I feel sorry for you. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, well, I had when I had my twins, I had a son and 2 daughters, and then I had twin daughters. And when the twins were born, I had 4, including the twins, under 5s, and a 7-year-old.
Wow.
So anybody that knows about 1 or 2, it's easy.
Oh, thank you again, Zeus. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've only got 1, but I nearly died having him, so I just think, well, I'm lucky to have 1. Yeah. I've got 6 as well, says Julie.
Everybody, don't moan about any of your kids.
No, I don't. My baby. Okay, I'm going to get off now because it's 10:30. Yeah. So I'll let you go. I'll message you tomorrow and just see how you are.
She'll just have the scans and that's it.
Okay.
We will have to head to a specialist and that'll be it, you know, tomorrow.
Oh, well, I'll message you tomorrow, and then all being well, you know, only if you can pop on tomorrow night. Hopefully, but again, that isn't important. Only, you know, your families comes first. We've got lots here that have got 6 kids. Okay, right, I'm going to let you go, Sharon. I know they do. My son's got rabbits as siblings.
I was 1 of 8.
Blimey, 8. Wow.
Yeah. The Brummies are very busy, you know.
They are busy. Health reason, I only have 1. I only have 1 Miss Lemons, and mine was the same for health, but it doesn't matter. We're a mom, and that's it. Okay, right, I'm going to let you go, Sharon. Good night, and I'm thinking about your daughter tomorrow. Lots of love. And you, darling. Thank you again. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, darling. Night. God bless. 1 of 17. Come on, are you taking the pee there, Aqua Eyes? Thank you so much. Poor Sharon. I did not realise her daughter had that many health problems. Oh, my God. That poor girl. So she's back to, she's at the hospital tomorrow. Health 1 for me too, says Joe. 8 kids with 1 man or several dads. I don't know. Who knows? 17. Yeah. Okay, Mark William Thomas has just been on Dan Wotton. It won't let me rewind it because my Skybox has broken. It's been a bit of a knobhead the last 2 days. So it won't let me rewind it. So I'm going to watch it back in a bit. It'll be clipped on GB News' YouTube channel. So I'll be live tomorrow night. I need to process all of this, okay? I need to process it all. There's so much going on. We'll be live tomorrow night. We'll be trying to break it down a little bit. But what I want to do is put together a list of all the things that don't make any sense against what the coroner has said. So the coroner, their words, his exact words were that they don't know how she fell in, right? They don't know how. They don't know how she entered. This was the wording from the coroner. He doesn't know how NICOLA entered the water. So if you don't know how NICOLA entered the water, how can you rule it an accident? I genuinely don't. It doesn't make any sense. Now, surely, if it's an accident, she would have to have slipped, because an accident, you fall, don't you? An accident means there's no other bugger involved and it's just you. You fall, you slip. But he didn't say that. He didn't say, it's my opinion that Nicola slipped and fell. He states, I do not know how Nicola entered the water. Therefore, you don't know. So how can it be deemed an accident? It's an open verdict. An open verdict means I'm guessing or a suicide. You don't get a payout. Does that what that means? Because I think it might do. I need to look into this. Was Nicola insured? These are the sort of things I'm going to be asking tomorrow night. It won't be the faint-hearted because I'm really peed off. And I'm going to be going like quite deep into this tomorrow. But I'm just not impressed with what's been said today. It's a balance of probabilities. I get that, Terry. But then you've got the man in black hanging around. You've got no evidence of a slip. There's just too many variables. Where was the body for 3 weeks? Where was the body? Where was she? I even said a few days before they found her, if she appears, I actually said this and I remember saying it and it's still up. If Nicola just appears, we know that she was bumped off and placed there. I actually said that. And I was even saying she'll appear somewhere where there was a road. She would have been found. If Bad Penny had been there, which is why they're saying a metre a second, because they're trying to now get their narrative suited why Bad Penny didn't see Nicola's body. Yeah. So they're gonna have to try and suit their evidence to suit their narrative. Penny got there at just before 9:30, was it? She would have seen Nicola's body. Somebody would have seen Nicola's body. The sniffer dogs. Yeah, Matthew, there does seem to be a lot of crime in that area. And I did start looking at that in the early days. Yeah, why didn't Penny hear the screams? Why were the screams heard from Allotment Lane by someone who thought that he was on GB News, Jackie Love. It's just finished now. And why did one of the witnesses who says that she heard an inhale scream and it sounded like somebody was messing about at the back of a churchyard? Now, people were saying that doesn't mean an orgasm. Well, why else would you be messing about at the back of a churchyard making inhale screams? I think that's what they were saying. Mark Williams Thomas on GMB. I don't watch GMB. Do you mean Good Morning Britain? No, this is GB News with Dan Wootton. It's just been on. I'm so sorry to hear that, Aqua Eyes. I'm so sorry. How you doing, Susie love? I'm so sorry. 3 years today. Oh, darling. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go now. I'm only here for the crank, says Paul Francis. Well, there's always plenty of them around on the older internet. No bloody wonder why Paul bumped her up. Yeah, well, how would we find out if she had any life insurance? Does anybody know? Right, tomorrow night I'll be giving you some of my summaries, and then I'm probably gonna have a few days off. I'll still be doing the odd thing. You can't inhale a scream, can you, Jane? Again, Jane, thank you so much. Jane is amazing. She's one of our top super mods. I don't know. AI probably won't comment on this case. I don't think he will anyway. I can't say definitely not, but I've been inundated all day from people sending me information in. And can I just do a big thank you? There's someone, I think it was that girl, has sent a load of stuff for the bunnies today, toys and stuff. So thank you so much. David, I'm really behind on emails and Telegram. So I won't be doing any more tonight. I have not stopped for days. So if you've messaged me or you've emailed me, just bear with me. I'm not going to be getting back to anybody tonight, or maybe not tomorrow yet. I don't know. So I've got a lot to do, and then I'll be taking a few days off because I've got a lot of stuff that I need to do for myself, nothing to do with YouTube. So I'll be taking some time out, so you won't see me for a few days. All right. But yeah, I hope you guys are okay. I think you're all amazing. Thanks for hitting the like. Thank you for anyone who sends anything for the bunnies or anyone that donates. It all goes to the bunnies. If the weather's nice, we may pop outside tomorrow and do an outside chill. But yeah, take care, everybody, and I'll see you all, hopefully, all being well, God willing, tomorrow. Take care, guys. Lots of love in the night. And thank you to our Sharon. Bye.